finally here. Athearn has been known for their generic old-time steam locomotives, and in general, I like them. As some of you have seen, I have a few engines from them, and quite a few cars. So when I saw they were making a run of them, I was excited. Then I saw Great Northern ones were being offered, with green boilers! And I basically said,
"Shut up and take my money!"
So, I had them pre-ordered. And waited. And waited.
Eventually.
So they finally arrived on December 4th, 2024, and I have been testing them and seeing how they perform before reviewing them. So, were they worth the wait? Well, let's take a look at them. The model itself is stunning. The green looks very Cascade or minty green, like on the western end of the system. The red cab and black tender are very true to Great Northern green painted locomotives, and I would have preferred a coal load with an oil load as an option, but most of the painted engines were oil. I find it very weird the numbers they chose for these models. 1147 is a much later F8 consolidation, while these engines look far more like the F1s and 2s of the 500 series. I think they missed the opportunity for almost all the road numbers they choose, but I get it, 1147 is still around, so I can kind of see why they went for it. And if you look at them in terms of looking like an F1, they're really not bad models for it. Here's a brass F1 I have for comparison, and as you can see, a few slight changes. Drivers are a little bit higher, has a bell pair firebox, which was common on the Great Northern. But, you know, again, great representation of the F1s if you wanted to go down that route. And as you can see, it has plenty of metal parts, which is, again, always good to see. And, well, I will admit, once you own one of these engines, you've basically owned all of them. And I'll just stop talking about that. The sound for the model is Tsunami 2, and here are all the options for the decoder as far as whistles, bells, and everything else, because I like to know that before I buy a model, so I'm going to share it here. I actually quite like the sound out of this model. It's nice and loud, but not crummy loud, and only a few of you may know what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. The crawl on the locomotive is acceptable. I'm not into operations, so that doesn't mean much to me, but it'll crawl around at a pretty low speed. I'm surprised they did not have a Keep Alive installed from factory, but even so, its performance is still good, and I haven't had any issues with it stopping over points. So, let's see them run. So, to answer the question I asked at the start, was it worth the 2 years of delays? Yes, absolutely. I would buy them again, and I hope someday we get solid black ones with white trim and a coal load, as that would just be an absolutely perfect accompaniment to these engines. And again, while I'm not a huge fan of the numbers they chose, you could renumber these if you really wanted to. And I can't get over how nice these engines are. I mean, again, I bought some of the earlier 2000s ones. I think I actually have one from the first run, my green boiler 260, and this model, oh, it is so much better. It runs so much better. Plus, it's DCC ready if you wanted it that way, as opposed to having to cut wires and basically being an MDC model. So absolutely well worth the 2 years of waiting, and I would absolutely buy them again. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.